Ang Rain or Shine ngayong conference started strong, 'di ba? Winning 7 straight. And then nagkaroon ng unfortunate injuries, pinakabata yung lahat. Nagmukha silang vulnerable at beatable sa second half ng kanilang elimination stint. Pero ngayon kontra sa San Miguel, nag-deliver ang Rain or Shine. Perfect timing sa magandang performances from Andre Caracot and Kaylan Chongson. And natalo ng Rain or Shine ng San Miguel. And hindi na umabot ng do or die. Tinapos na nila in 1 kasi meron naman silang twice to beat advantage. And yun din yung kagandahan kapag maganda yung eliminations mo. And unfortunate for SMB kasi diba late na dumating si Benny Boatwright eh. Kaya yung seeding nila is mababa and natapat sila sa team like Rain or Shine. Na in theory, diba, as SMB, you'd want Rain or Shine din naman kasi. Kasi kumbaga, you either get the better version of Rain or Shine or you get the usual or the Rain or Shine of the past. And sa laro na to, nakuha ng SMB, unfortunate for them and fortunate for Rain or Shine and us, na maganda ang laro ng Rain or Shine and they played like the Rain or Shine that we knew nung first 7 games sila. And ngayon, sa video na to, we're going to talk about the points I've made dito sa podcast, 6-man podcast. If hindi nyo pa napapanood, guys, I'd recommend you watch it kasi ang gagawin ko ngayon, kumbaga, mas explore ko pa yung mga ilang nasabi ko. Pero I'd recommend you guys watch it kasi na-cover namin nila Nico, Mario, and Grem. Both games, San Miguel, Rain or Shine, and Ginebra, Phoenix, kind of. And some sort of a preview na din ng magiging matchup ng Rain or Shine at Ginebra. Pero itong video na to, I'm going to show you some clips I've gathered base sa mga ginawa kong points dito. And first of all, maraming salamat sa pag-guest sa akin ulit. Alam ko naman na maraming overlap in terms of the audience. It's nice lang to have, a different way of talking about the sport. So, I really had fun. I'd recommend
gusto ko lang i-mention na final.
Pero ito,
yung 2-3 zone nila.
putahan na natin yung point na ginawa ko dito. Talking about San Miguel's 2-3 zone.
Yung 2-3 zone nila na adjustment. Na ganun na rin against them. Kasi parang every time na ginagawa nila, for some reason, gumagana.
So, ang ibig sabihin ko doon kasi, nung nagti-Twitter pa ako noon, and even if kahit sa mga videos ko rin, I've mentioned always na isa sa mga kinakainisan ko about San Miguel's strategy, yung 2-3 zone nila na quote-unquote adjustment. Na parang if walang mag-stick sa wall, sige mag 2-3 zone na lang tayo, let's baguhin natin yung pace ng laro. Bigyan natin yung kalaban natin ng different looks. Na while talking about it, gets ko yun, parang okay, oo nga naman, diba? May point nga naman, bibigyan mo ng different looks yung kalaban mo. Baka makakuha ka ng advantage. And most of the time, gumagana siya. Unless siguro kalaban is TNT or Ginebra, na talagang pag TNT, tinuto 3 zone, biglang di makashoot yung players sila. Pag Ginebra, tinuto 3 zone, nahihirapan Ginebra. Pero eventually, TNT and Ginebra, dahil matatalinong team sila, nakakabawi sila. Pero the other teams, di ba, hindi sila kasi... Anyway, ipi-play ko na lang ulit. Ang dami ko na kagad sinasabi.
Yun lang gusto ko sabihin. Tsaka yung Ross, tama si Grem, yung tapang. Kasi usually, di ba, when you attack a zone, 1-3, meron sa gitna, meron sa dunkers. Pero sila talaga lahat sa labas.
I don't think...
So, ayun. Yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon is yung kung paano inatake ng Rain or Shine yung 2-3 zone ng San Miguel. And yun na nga, di ba? Kasi kumari sa high school or sa junior basketball, we always see teams, di ba, na naka 2-3 zone. Kasi ganun talaga dito eh. Meron tayong epidemya ng mga junior teams na naka 2-3 zone defense as their default defense. So, ang laging tinuturong counter doon, mag 1-3-1 zone offense na merong nasa gitna, dalawa sa wing, isa sa tuktok, isa sa dunker spot. And then yung nasa dunker spot, kumbaga ilalagay niya yung puwet niya sa baseline, susundan niya kung nasan yung bola. Or kapag nasa high post yung bola, pupunta sa opposite side yung nasa dunker. Yun yung usual eh. So if you 2-3 zone na team, most probably makikita mo yung 1-3-1 na yun. And dun pa lang, if yung kalaban mo is a good half-court team, marami silang magandang half-court sets, medyo panalo ka na kasi iniba mo yung looks eh. And yun yung nangyayari sa Rain or Shine nung third quarter. And again, dito, i-mention ni Grem dito na yung tapang ng Rain or Shine to actually spread the floor o mag-overload. Instead of running the 1-3, panindigan yung 1-3-1, pinanindigan nila kung sinong team sila, na Rain or Shine sila, and they like to shoot 3-pointers.
They got out of the zone until malayo na yung lamang ng Ross. Talagang pinayagan nila, sige, tira kayo ng tira dyan, di ba? If it hits, it hits. problem is kailangan minsan mag-adjust ka rin kasi mainit nga si Karakot eh. Yung mga 3-point naman ni Karakot talagang libre. Hindi naman siya talaga yung challenge by the zone. Talagang siya yung naiiwan libre sila ni Kalen. So, it's hard to beat a team na mainit na nga. Ayaw mo pang mag-adjust sa defense.
Exactly. Yun yung naging problema ng San Miguel dito. Kasi nung simula, nung third quarter, gumana yung 2-3 zone nila. Makikita natin dito, naka 1-3-1 ng Rain or Shine. 1, 3, and then 1. So dito pa lang, hindi na naka Rain or Shine basketball ang Rain or Shine. Successful defensive stretch to for San Miguel kasi they forced Rain or Shine to shots that they didn't want. Hindi naman sa hindi nila gusto, pero 'di ba, hindi yung usual Rain or Shine offense na kumbaga made them a top team or top tier team sa conference na to. And again, dito, makikita natin, okay, this is how you beat the 2-3 zone. Pero pagdating dito, nag-a-adjust ka na sa kalaban mo, 'di ba? Ikaw na yung nagre-react sa defense and you're getting shots that yes, you'd prefer to take at the moment pero shots that you wouldn't normally take kasi iba yung opensa ng Rain or Shine. Again dito, high-low, pinilit nila kasi in theory, that's how you beat the 2-3 zone. Pero ang problema ng San Miguel, masyado nilang kinapitan ng matagal yung 2-3 zone nila. Parang mga 4 minutes, 3 minutes na lang remaining sa fourth quarter, parang dun pa lang sila nag-adjust. Talagang pinanindigan nila yung zone. And ang ginawa ng Rain or Shine, instead of, trying to beat the 2-3 zone how it's supposed to be, yung another way na mas closer sa kung anong identity nila, which is overloading one side and spacing the floor, yun yung ginawa ng Rain or Shine dito. Makikita natin, ayan, may kumakat sa baseline. So basically, 3 players sa isang side. Then si Jalen Johnson, makikita natin, is going to position himself sa weak side. And now there's 3 over here. So yung zone defense ng San Miguel, predominantly nandito sa side na to. So merong libre, kabila ang side. So basically, pagka-pasa rito sa corner, kabila, ang laya ng close out na ni Chris Ross kay Jalen Johnson. 6'9", diba? Close out by 6'2" player. Long close out pa yon. And again, dito, makikita natin sa baseline, magko-corner fill. Johnson, he will seal off Junmar Fajardo. So now, this is 2 versus 1 San Miguel player sa swing sa corner. And now, libre si Karakot sa overload. Diba? This is also how you beat a zone, diba? Tinuturo din to. Pero kasi this is closer sa kung ano yung ginagawa talaga ng Rain or Shine. Diba? Normally. Again, dito, spread the floor. Jalen Johnson, instead of, somebody standing around here sa gitna and pasa-pasa-pasa, nakatayo lang lahat, very static kind of approach, be-break nila yung 2-3 zone through the dribble or with the dribble. So now, essentially the same thing, pero Rain or Shine offense kasi dribble drive diba? And spacing the floor. So now, Johnson, kick out, extra pass to Karakot, open 3-pointer again for them. Actually, itong ganitong klaseng strategy to beat the 2-3 zone, I've tried this sa first and last time na nag-coach ako. At paliga lang naman sa village namin. Pero, ang idea ko dito is instead of passing around, standing around, we beat the zone through the dribble. So instead na tumayo ka sa gitna ng free throw line, magdi-dribble ka papunta doon and you will space the floor. Ang problema na hindi ko naisip, silly me, di ba? Hindi naman kasi kami PBA or NBA na mag-shoot ng 35% sa tres. Normal na tao lang kami. So, alam mo yun, we attempted a lot of 3-pointers pero mga shoot lang 5, gano'n, out of the 40. Meron pa ako rule nun. Parang Moneyball, attempt tayo ng 30 to 40 attempts. So, yun. Humbling experience, pero anyway, this is Rain or Shine di ba? This is Rain or Shine basketball. Spacing the floor, shooting 3-pointers, and sa possessions na pinakita ko, not even fast break possessions or fast break opportunities. So this is a good sign, and maganda rin na si Andre Karakot, maganda ang nilaro. I am very sorry, Mr. Andre Karakot. I've called you the weak link of this, Rain or Shine team, pero I've also mentioned there na siya kasi dapat talaga in theory yung kayang umiscore sa half court. Kasi meron siya nung capability, meron siya nung skill set to do that. 'Di ba? Kaya niyang tumira ng 3 points sa mga ibang araw, 'di ba? May araw na kaya niya, may araw na hindi. Pero most importantly, kaya niya mag-dribble drive, kaya niya mag-create. And outside of Jalen Johnson, who's most of the time siya yung nagdi-dribble drive, or si Gian Mamuyak and Adrian Nocum, Karakot can be the fourth guy, 'di ba? Na kayang gawin yun sa half court, which gives Rain or Shine more flexibility. Kasi if dun pa lang, sa dribble drive, marami kang options. Dumulubag yung laro, dumadali yung laro for guys like maybe Santillan, di ba? Maybe Jonard Larito, or maybe Kaylan Chongson na kumbaga bruiser siya pero shot chucker siya, to be honest. Di ba? So if you set up Kaylan Chongson sa mga open looks, may araw din na shoot, may araw din na hindi. Pero at least, di ba, sinesetan mo siya. Pero anyway, this is a good win from Rain or Shine. I am very impressed and very thankful, di ba, na nagta-translate yung laro ng Rain or Shine sa playoffs. And it's going to be difficult for them kasi Hinebra yung kalaban, kayang sumabay. And I'm going to make a video sa Barangay Breakdown about this. Yung impressions ko, first impressions, and hindi pa naman proper semifinals, or baka pag iantok na ako after recording this, baka gumawa ako ng proper breakdown preview na lang in 2 days maybe. So anyway, congratulations to Rain or Shine. Yung isa kong tropang San Miguel, honestly, hindi siya galit kasi yung sabi niya, itong panalo na to ng Rain or Shine, yung mga panalo na kumbaga respect, di ba? Parang hats off. And I agree. I've watched the second half, pinanood ko yung replay, and yung mga talagang ginawang plays ng Rain or Shine, kumbaga ano siya, winning plays. And hindi naman ako SMB fan, pero I think this is a wake-up call for them na they better, get their stuff together as early as possible in terms of their imports para hindi sila napupunta sa ganitong situations.